Syria is in the spotlight right now, and everyone's asking what's going to happen next. Israel has stepped up its actions, and in Damascus, groups like HTS have taken over, pushing Bashar al-Assad's government out. The capital and much of the country are in complete chaos. Most officials have already fled, and even Assad had to leave just to stay safe. Some reports even claimed he was killed in a plane attack. But Russia says he's alive and safe, though he left Syria for his own security. To put it simply, the crisis in Syria is going to have a big impact on two countries, Russia and Iran. Iran's embassy in Syria has already been targeted in attacks. If you look at a map of the Middle East, the region is full of valuable resources like oil and natural gas, but what it's missing is peace and stability. Every few years there's political unrest or new groups taking over, which only adds to the chaos. If these groups start spreading terrorism, the effects could be devastating. Sadly, it doesn't look like peace is anywhere close. Another country teetering on the edge is Iran. Years ago, retired US Army General Wesley Clark shared details about a long-term plan to destabilize 7 countries, including Iraq, Syria, Libya, and Lebanon. Back in 2007, General Clark predicted that the US would achieve these goals within 5 years, but by then the Obama administration had taken over under Barack Obama, while Syria faced significant challenges. The only country left on that list now is Iran, which presents a major challenge and will take time to deal with. While it's possible that Iran may not completely collapse, the situation in Syria is a different story. Bashar al-Assad has been ousted, and the country is now facing disintegration. Various groups are carving out their own territories, and the chaos is already clear. For instance, the HTS militants, who were once labeled terrorists, are a prime example. I want to show you an interesting post from 2017, a tweet from the US Embassy in Syria. It features the man who led the HTS group and effectively dismantled Assad's regime across the country. Back then, this individual was widely regarded as a terrorist. The government called al-Jolani a terrorist and even put a $10 million bounty on his head. This was during Donald Trump's presidency, when his administration took a firm and unyielding approach to terrorism. Trump's approach was clear: if someone was identified as a terrorist, his administration took action. However, under Biden's leadership, the narrative has shifted. The same person, al-Jolani, who was once labeled a terrorist, is now being seen as a leader. The removal of Bashar al-Assad has created a significant opportunity for Israel. The man who led this effort, al-Jolani, has gone from being considered a terrorist to a crucial asset for the United States. By dismantling Assad's regime, al-Jolani effectively eliminated Russia's and Iran's influence in the region. This shift has opened the door for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to strengthen Israel's presence in Syria. Once news of Assad fleeing Syria was confirmed, Netanyahu acted quickly. He visited the Golan Heights, an area internationally recognized as Syrian territory but long under Israeli control. Netanyahu called the collapse of the Assad regime a historic moment, proudly taking full credit for Israel's role in making it happen. In a social media video, he emphasized the strategic importance of the event, framing it as a major win for Israel.
This collapse is a direct result of our forceful action against Hezbollah in Iran, Assad's main supporters. It set off a chain reaction of all those who want to free themselves from this tyranny and its suppression.
The Golan Heights, according to international agreements, includes a buffer zone that Israel had agreed not to occupy. However, Netanyahu has signaled a shift in strategy, arguing that since the government that signed the agreement no longer exists, the terms are no longer valid. He has ordered the expansion of Israeli control into the buffer zones and beyond. This move fits into the broader vision of a greater Israel, a concept that has gained traction in the wake of Syria's collapse. Israel's actions in the Golan Heights highlight the geopolitical shifts that unfold when a nation becomes destabilized. Syria has been weakened for years, and despite Russia's attempts to back Assad's regime, the country's fragmentation now seems unavoidable. Netanyahu's decisive moves in securing strategic territories show how nations can take advantage of such instability to advance their own interests. Syria, for the most part, was kept afloat thanks to Russia's stabilizing efforts. However, as former President Donald Trump pointed out, Russia's involvement in the Ukraine conflict has made it difficult for them to continue supporting Syria effectively. Alternatively, Turkey might step in and take control of northern Syria, securing a substantial portion of the territory. Syria is now at a pivotal crossroads. The country appears to be on the brink of further fragmentation, with various players likely to stake their claims on its territory.